गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Kathopanishad, first part, verse number 21, and in the 20th verse we saw येयं प्रेते विचिकित्सा मनुष्ये अस्तीत्येके नायमस्तीति चैके एतद्विद्यामनुशिष्टस्त्वयाहं वराणामेष वरस्तृतीयः. When prodded, requested by the Lord Death, that please ask your third boon and free me from the debt of the third boon, Nachiketa, he asks, what does he ask? That Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye. There is a doubt. People are inquiring and never come to a conclusion. And what is that question? Astiti eke nayam astiti chaike cha eke. Is there when a person is dead, does the soul continue? Does the soul exist after the death of the body? Or it does not? Some say it exists, some say it doesn't. But there is no definite conclusion as regards to the people. And therefore, this I would like to know. I would like to be instructed by you, to be educated by you in this regard. This was the question. And we talked in detail, or did we talk in short about it?
We didn't talk in detail, Swamiji.
So what is it that our lot of important points are given here, and they are like, it is a common, see, first we understand, I think I made this point last week, I remember now, and that is the immediate concern for any person is his immediate family. And therefore our Nachiket, first, with the first boon, he catered to his family, the well-being of his family. With the second boon, for the benefit of mankind, for the benefit of humanity, those who are seeking greatness in this world, great wealth, those who are seeking immortality, those who are seeking success, those who are whatever, siddhis, etc. Because if we are a seeker, the pain of others, it touches us. And Nachiketa has been a very, very conscientious in his approach, and he is seeing, instead of asking anything for himself, instead of being selfish and asking all the three boons for himself, first he asked was for his parents, second he asks for the world, by invocation of which every human being on this planet can achieve the greatness that he deserves. That is his right. But he has to put efforts towards it. And people are putting efforts, but what are they getting? See, they have doubts, they have confusions. Sometimes they're sometimes they go after this god or that god. They are not clear about as to how. And here Nachiket was, by Nachiketa's question, our Lord Death, he gave the technology and the methodology for the Vaishwanara Agni, named as Nachiket Agni, by invocation of which the wealth of the entire relative world can be gained. Remember the words, the wealth of the entire relative world can be accessed. And now the choice is left to the individual. But Nachiketa, he managed to get the secret out of Lord of Death for the benefit of the mankind. What you do with it, that's up to you. See? So as we are seeking, as we are moving towards the Lord, towards self-realization, towards the truth, towards the Atman, towards Paramatman, what is it to mean, whether you call it God realization or self-realization? What does it mean? It means all inclusiveness, doesn't it? Ocean is inclusive of all the waves. As the wave keeps contemplating on the ocean, as the individual keeps contemplating on the Lord or on the infinite self, the interim disposition of this seeker is a feeling of great love towards the entire. That love is because he has accepted the whole world to be either pervaded by the God, or he has experienced, he has understood that this whole world is nothing but the self. Without this world, I am not, and I am in this whole world, or the self is in the whole world. It is, see, this is a foregone conclusion as our mind quietens, as our mind gets, mind meaning antakaran, mana buddhi chitta ahankar, as it purifies, the mind expands. Expanded mind is an integrated mind. Expanded mind is a pure mind. Expanded mind is a mind where love is natural. You don't have to practice. And this is a prerequisite to realization. It is not after realization. You will notice these things happening as you go along in the journey. Very simple. When a boy falls in love with a girl, he sees stars everywhere. Few days ago, I told you, someone called me, Swamiji, I am seeing, I am in love with the, when I look at a tree, I am in love with the tree. When I look at the animals, I am in love with the animals, including spiders and mosquitoes. I don't feel like hurting them. I said, what are you doing? He said, I am doing some sadhana. But when I heard all this, then I said, are you in love? He says, how did you know, Swamiji? Yes, we are living together. So till now he was not with anyone. Now he is. So everything is lovely, lovely. Vision transformation. This happens with one person. Imagine you are in love with the entire creation, all the beings. What will be the scope? What will be the power of that love? See? Because eventually, what is our as an individual, we consider ourselves to be separate from the world to be separate from us. As we grow spiritually, by Nam Jap or contemplation or Upanishads, whichever way, as the mind expands, what does it mean that mind is expanding? Mind expanding means mind becoming inclusive of the world, because the whole world is nothing but a concept of the mind, is a projection of the mind. So everyone in this world, if love is emanating in your heart, in your antakaran, in your heart, then the whole world is in your mind only. So you feel the love for the whole world. See, this is the second boon. So how can I serve the whole world? Yes, I understand, but I see the pain of people. I see the pain of losing a father, mother, daughter, sister. If someone goes away, passes away, some accident, some disease, some pain, broken limb, you feel the other person who's near and dear to that person, they feel the pain. Can we feel someone else's pain? No. Why? Because they are not included in our mind. We have no relationship with them. A spiritual seeker, as he grows, he has a relationship with everyone. He's not exclusive to only his parents and only this body I am. Now he has transcended from the body to the mind, and mind he understands, in the mind is the whole creation, or mind is the whole creation, or God is the whole creation, whichever way you put. Because mind is thinking of God. And what is your idea of God? God is the upadan karan and a nimitta karan of the creation. He is the creator of the creation, and he is the material out of which the whole creation is made. So if Lord loves his creation, how can you hate it? You will also love it. So this is the in-between stage. At the relative level, this is the maximum you can go, and here it was told in the Shankar Bhashya that you reach the Virat Roop, which is all inclusive. There is nothing outside it. It's the cosmic person. The 11th chapter, what was revealed to Arjuna. Past, present, future, inside, outside, all the 14 worlds, everything and nothing is included in it. Now, having taken care of his parents, family, taken care, served the world by asking this question, naturally, now, what is life if there is no self-emancipation? And it is not that only he wants, but now there is nothing else to be achieved out there in the world. He has got an answer which everyone can follow. What next? Next is this question. So here, what is the question? He doesn't say, I have a doubt. He says there is a doubt in the society, among the people, that once a person is dead, does the consciousness continue? Does the consciousness exist? Some people say yes, it exists. Some people say no, it doesn't exist. I would like to be instructed, educated by you in this regards. See? Because our society, if you see, I shouldn't say society, our scriptures, we have different philosophies in our system. There is one philosophy which says that that we are this body, and this body why it has come, there is no, just it's a fluke, and one day it will go away. That's the Charvak philosophy. So what do? Make merry, enjoy, and when the death comes, it comes. So story over. Yet others are there. They say that when all the parts come together, life expresses. So does it mean that inert parts have the capacity to create life? That is what science is trying. It is not possible. So that is not accepted. Another philosophy says that the parts are separate, and the consciousness is separate. They come into union with each other. That is, the consciousness and matter come into union with each other, and that is called life. Yet another system is there which is of nyaya, logic. Yet another thing is there. They say this life came from nothing and it goes back to nothing. The nihilist philosophy. So there are different. Some people are saying there is nothing. Some people are saying this. Some people are saying that. So, what is, I want to know conclusively, I want to be instructed by you in this regards. How matured Nachiket is to have asked this question. And therefore, our Nachiket, he is, and we told you that with this question of Nachiket, the actual Upanishad begins. From the third boon, the actual Upanishad begins. Because again we repeat, I remember I said this also last week. What is that? That the topic of Upanishad is not creation. The topic of Upanishad is Brahma Vidya. The subject matter is Brahma Vidya. And we don't have to pursue this Brahma Vidya objectively. We have to know it subjectively. We have to come to know that we are that. We have always been that. There has never been a moment that we have not been this infinite reality, this infinite knowledge. See? So, therefore, the these type of questions, like what Nachiket is asking, this question about soul, this question about, some call it Atman, some call it Jivatma, some call it soul, there also clarity is not there. See, it is not a topic which comes in the purview of the mind. It is a very subtle topic. And our Nachiket, he wants to uh, know it. It cannot be known, this topic, the answer to this question cannot be known through logic, it cannot be known through inference, it cannot be known through examples. There is no equation, there is no word which can give you a definitive answer, because all these inference, example, logic, etc., they are all in the mind. And the answer to this is beyond the mind, because the Atman, the consciousness, is not the subject matter of, is not in the purview of the mind, not the subject matter. It, mind can think about it, but it can never know it. As we had told you before, the stimuli cannot know the senses cannot know the mind cannot know the intellect cannot know the consciousness. So understand in this manner that it is a topic which is very, very, very subtle, and it can only be known through direct experience, aparoksha anubhuti. And in that direct experience, there is no thought, there is no dialogue. Either we can say it is in spite of the dialogue, or we can say it is there is no dialogue. If you understand the purport of both the sentences, good. Otherwise, forget about it. Huh? So, in this manner, our Nachiket, he has he has asked this question. Then, how do we answer this question? If life is after death, a consciousness is there after death or not there? How do we come to know? Just by ourselves studying the scriptures will we come to know? Do we have the acumen to understand the scriptures, Upanishads? Many people want to study the Upanishads by themselves. Do you have the qualification? Do we have the qualification to understand the Upanishads in the right purport, in the right meaning? But this has become a fashion that we have to study ourselves and come to our own conclusions. That is, we say, तुम हमारे गुरु हो, चले लगे रहो. If that was the case, Shankaracharya would not have gone to Gaudapadacharya, Govindacharya. See? Guru is required. Which type of Guru? Shrotriya Brahmanist. Such type of a Guru. A Guru, a person. So how do we solve this? Remember what is the question? How do we solve this conundrum? Whether it is or it is not. Consciousness is after death or consciousness is not after death. Only such a person can answer who has conquered death while living. No one else can answer this for you. So we approach such masters. We sit at their feet. Samit Pani Shotriya Brahmanishtham. With reverence, with humility, with urgency to know. Then they will reveal it. Then they will tell you. When they deem it right, they will check you. They'll find out, are you a patra? Are you qualified to know? And so on. And so therefore, so those people who have realized this truth in their life, they are the right people in whom we can experience that divinity. That we can see that they are undisturbed. There are certain symptoms as told in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, as told in the Gunatita 14th chapter, in the 19th chapter, 19th chapter, Bhagavad Gita 19th chapter. Wow, 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 kya baat hai. In the 18th chapter, 17th chapter, 12th chapter also, the qualities of a devotee are told, how a devotee lives in this world. Trigunatita Purusha, how does he live in this world? And in the second chapter, how does a man of wisdom move about in this world? That was told. How does he function in this world? So those are the way. So you find, how will you come to know? Only by hearsay. You will find. If we go and find Mahatmas, someone tells me to visit someone, I go and visit them. Who am I to judge whether he is or he is not? He will reveal. If I go with judgment, he will never reveal himself who he is really, because half of them are mad. Half of them are, and the other half are as normal as anybody. You can't even make out whether they are a Mahatma. See? But we see all on the YouTube, they are not Mahatmas. They are commercial Mahatmas who are on YouTube. So, uh,
Alert from updates available. Alert.
yeah, so in this manner, uh, we have to come to the right conclusion. And and what is that right conclusion will be the topic as our Lord of Death reveals it to us before checking us out. Now we come to the 21st verse. Repeat after me. देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सितं पुरा देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सितं पुरा न हि सुज्ञेयमणुरेष धर्मः न हि सुज्ञेयमणुरेष धर्मः अन्यं वरं नचिकेतो वृणीष्व अन्यं वरं नचिकेतो वृणीष्व मामोपरोत्सीरतिमासृजैनम् मामोपरोत्सीरतिमासृजैनम् टुगेदर देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सितं पुरा न हि सुज्ञेयमणुरेष धर्मः अन्यं वरं नचिकेतो वृणीष्व मामोपरोत्सीरतिमासृजैनम्. He says that oh, we didn't read the top part. He says किम अयम एकांततः निश्रेयसः साधन आत्मज्ञान अर्हः न वा इति एतत् परीक्षण अर्थम आह. Meaning, now the comment, the question was asked. Now the response has to come from the Lord Death. So this is the introduction to this verse. And what is the introduction? Whether this student or person who is sitting in front of me, Nachiket, whether he is fully capable, qualified, is having the right accomplishment for the knowledge of the self or not, to examine this in the student sitting in front of him. The 21st verse is there. And what does it say? It says that Lord Death is speaking. Yamraj is speaking to Nachiket. He says, in earlier times, the divine, the celestial beings. Who are the celestial beings? All the gods in all the various lokas, the divine beings are there. So all these divine or celestial beings also had doubted because of the subtle religious virtue or practice which cannot be gained through the normal knowledge. So this topic that you are asking, this was also tried, the gods and the celestial beings, they also tried to know the answer to this question, but they were not able to ascertain the answer for this. And therefore, O Nachiket, now our Lord Death is speaking, therefore he says, Anya varam Nachiketa vrineshva. He says, O Nachiket, you ask some other boon. He's trying to lay him off track. He's trying to distract him from the truth. You ask some other boon. And then he says, Mama uparotsihi atima surjainam. Don't obstruct me. Don't you let go, you release me this boon for me. Don't bind me in answering this question, because even gods and celestial beings were not able to find the answer. See? And therefore you release me from this question, so and ask for some other boon. Very, very interesting our thinking behind. And what does he say? He says that devaihi अपि अत्र एतस्मिन् वस्तुनि विचिकित्सितं संशयितं पुरा पूर्वम. He says that in earlier times, that object which you are asking whether that consciousness is consciousness after death or is it not, what is that consciousness, what is that soul which has when a person dies, that is what you are asking. Another word for it is Atman. So is that Atman, that object, in other words Atman, was even doubted by the gods and the celestial being. And this we saw in our Kena Upanishad. The gods could not come to know the Yaksha Purusha. Indra comes to know only through who? Through Prakriti he comes to know. Through Uma. Through the goddess he comes to know. But directly he is not able to know. So where is the maximum the Indra can go? Indra can go maximum to the Lord Narayana, Vaikuntha. That's all. Only at relative level. He cannot go beyond relativity. No God, no celestial being can go beyond a relativity. So, saying in this manner, he says, Nahi sugneyam sushtu gneyam shrutamapi prakritaihi janaihi yataha anusukshmaha sukshma esha atmakhyah dharmaha. He says, by because by ordinary people, ordinary men, who are ordinary? These ordinary people, sugneyam sushtu gneyam shrutamapi prakritahi. So, on listening, what do you call? These ordinary men, even on listening about, they have done Shravana of the scriptures, of the Upanishads. It cannot be very well known, and therefore in this manner the Atman is very subtle and very very difficult to know, and therefore he says that therefore, O Nachiketa, where are we? Therefore, O Nachiketa, ataha anyam asandigdha phalam varam Nachiketo vrinishva mamam moparit sirup sihi uparodham ma karshihi adharmanam iva uttamarnaha. So he says that therefore you ask for another boon. Therefore, what do you say? Anyam asandigdha phalam varam nachiketa vrineshva. Vrineshva means ask. Anyam another. So ask another, and you ask such a boon. You ask for such a boon which has certain results. You have asked me a question for which there is no result. I can't give you an answer. There is no result for it. Because result is for whom? Result is for the mind. But this topic that you are asking is beyond the mind, so there is no phala. There is no phala, there is no result which can be accrued, which can be experienced. Now I am adding words here. Lord has not told this to him. How can you come to know when you yourself are not there in realization? Once you come to know the self, you as an individual are no longer. So how can you have an experience of realization? Then why do they say you should have mumukshutvam, you should seek realization, you should seek the truth? This is only for the stupid people who are just beginning. But as we come to the zenith, as we come to the acme of meditation, we have to give up this obsession also, that I want to realize. We have to give up this obsession. Read Amrita Anubhav. Anyway, that point what I just made is it's not a topic of this particular verse. So here basically what he is saying is that atah anyam, therefore ask another boon with another certain safe result, which I can assure you. You ask me gold, I'll give you gold. You can see gold, you can touch gold, you can spend gold. You ask me a horse, I'll give you a horse. You ask me apsara, I'll give you apsara. You ask me land, I'll give you land. You will tell that in the next verse anyway. So something specific, something certain, which you can experience, which I can tell you in certainty, yes, I can give you. But you are asking for an answer, asking a question, for there is no certain answer. What do you understand by this statement that there is no certain answer for the truth? What does it mean?
Because truth cannot be explained by any words.
Anyone else? It is beyond the mind. It cannot be a subject matter for the mind.
Once truth is known, you are no more.
Once truth is known, you are no more. You as a individual are no more. Once the wave comes to know the ocean, there is no wave. Other people say there is wave, but then there is only ocean. Oh, but ocean is seeing all the waves. How does ocean see all the waves? As separate to itself? No. I am. That's it. Story over. That I am includes. We say, for explanation purposes, ocean includes all the waves. But has any time ocean be separate from the waves? Never. Do you keep saying, I am my limbs, I am my limbs, I am my limbs? I am pervading my limbs. You don't say that. Why will ocean say, I am pervading the waves? He is the waves. He doesn't see wave as separate to himself. So he says that ma uparotsihi aparodham ma karshihi adharmanam iva uttamarnaha, and therefore don't obstruct. He says, don't obstruct, don't belittle me, don't press me to remain in debt to you forever if I am not able to answer this question to you. So give up this boon, O Nachiketa, for my sake, because there is no certain answer for this question that you have asked. Why there is no certain answer? Because gods also have tried and they have not come to a conclusion. See, he's checking how deep is Nachiket, how much urgency is there in Nachiket. Does Nachiket, when we say he's checking out the qualification of his student, he is checking out, is Nachiket still attached to his parents? Is he still attached to the world? Is he still attached to name, fame, glory, success, power, control, God? Or has he heard this question somewhere on the bylanes in one of the classes in the school, and now suddenly he remembered that question and he's asking? Or is it out of his genuine inquiry in wanting to know the truth for himself? And wanting to know the truth is good, but does he have the qualification to know the truth? And what is the qualification? Vivek, Vairagya, Shatka, Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. Is he one of us who was coming to listen to satsang at 7:30? Then a call came, someone said, let's go to the latest movie release, and you sacrificed the satsang and went for the movie? Is Nachiket like that? How many times it has happened to us? Catch? Are we of that caliber? Is Nachiketa of that caliber? So, atisruja vimuncha etam varam mama prati. Don't be insisting towards this, towards me. Let it go. Let go of this boon. Let me be free. Let me not remain a creditor to you for the rest of my life. Never remain a creditor. Always be a giver. Don't be a taker. If you take somewhere, somehow, somewhere you will have to give. So give. How do you give? Not just money and this. Money and food is the common thing outside. Satsang is the greatest thing. But be qualified to give it. Wherever we go, let the conversation, let the topic of discussion be of the scriptures rather than about the world. See? So in this manner, क्या हो गया यार, आज गला क्यों ऐसे खराब हो रहा है? So in this manner, our Nachiket was, the Lord is requesting Nachiket to change the question and not insist on asking the answer to what happens after death. Is there Atman after death, or there is no Atman? Is there existence, or there is absence of existence after death? And he says that God doesn't know, gods don't know it, celestial beings don't know it. They attempted but could not find a conclusive answer. And I also don't. He doesn't say I also don't know, but he says don't. And I am also a celestial being. He is also a god, a demigod. So he says, in other words, he is saying that I also come into the category of divine beings, and we have all inquired, but we don't. We have not come to the conclusion, and therefore don't put me into this conundrum. And that I have given you 3 boons, and now I am not going to be able to answer one of your boons, and that way for forever and ever I will be indebted to you, and please release me from this debt. And ask some other simple question which has a specific answer, something I can give you conclusively, something which I can produce for you conclusively, for which I know there is a correct answer. But Nachiket also has not. But okay, before we say what Nachiketa says, he goes to the next verse. And he says, he is saying that देवैरत् where are we? Ha. देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सितं किल देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सितं किल त्वं च मृत्यो यन्न सुज्ञेयमात्थ त्वं च मृत्यो यन्न सुज्ञेयमात्थ वक्ता चास्य त्वादृगन्यो न लभ्यो वक्ता चास्य त्वादृगन्यो न लभ्यो नान्यो वरस्तुल्य एतस्य कश्चित् नान्यो वरस्तुल्य एतस्य कश्चित् टुगेदर देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सितं किल त्वं च मृत्यो यन्न सुज्ञेयमात्थ वक्ता चास्य त्वादृगन्यो न लभ्यो नान्यो वरस्तुल्य एतस्य कश्चित् हरे राम एकदम से क्या हो गया he says okay, so it's not, I thought the next verse was the Lord was going to give him more pralobhan, he's going to give him some temptations, but it is not. In the 22nd verse it is showing the firmness of Nachiketa. It is showing the steadiness of that is his firm stance, his unshakable stance. You know, it's not like us. We go to some people's house. Oh, nowadays I'm eating only one chapati and I've given up sweets. And then Amma brings dosa, one dosa. No, one is enough. Oh, Swamiji, so after so many days you are coming, have one more. Okay, only one more, but no more, huh? Ja, ja. And then after two, because I have not eaten dosas for such a long time, third dosa comes, I say, okay, only this time, next time I will not eat. After that, रसमलाई भी आती है, गुलाब जामुन भी आता है, सब दबा लो. Where has your resolve gone? This is our lot. One temptation, slip. What about Nachiketa? This is the quality that we need to inculcate within us. What is the firmness, the resolve, the firm stance, the unshakableness, not getting distracted. For that, a firm faith in the teacher is required. And Nachiket had firm faith in the Lord of Death that he knows the answer. He says, oh, gods also didn't know. So Nachiket, अच्छा तो इसको भी पता नहीं, चलो चलते हैं किसी और दुकान में जाके ठक ठक, we'll knock on some other door. That's how we are, no? From one guru to another guru, from one ashram to another ashram, from one text to another text. Nothing wrong, but it shows how fickle-minded we are. Otherwise, one word Om is enough to conclude everything. How can study of so many words reveal to you that truth which is beyond words? Where have all the words come from? Om. Why don't you just chant Om and conclude the journey? Khujli hai na, there is an itch to know. But that itch to know is not subjective. Therefore we are talking. So Nachiket said, O Lord, in earlier times even the celestial and divine beings had doubted that object. That what is that object? That Atman, that pure, that consciousness which is or is not after death. And even you say that it cannot be very well known. Even you say, O Lord Death, O Yamraj, that it cannot be very well known. And who who other than you is a better speaker on it? Because who can say it is that gods do not know? You are telling. Who says it is difficult to explain? You are telling it. So then you are the best teacher. See the faith of Nachiket. Acha, you don't know, sir? No, I don't know what truth is. Acha, okay, thank you for your time. I'm sorry I wasted your time. Where can you tell me where I can go and find this answer to this? Are you Parshuram? Parshuram went to Matanga Muni after he confronted Ram when he was going back with Sita ji, and Parshuram said, "They say you are Ram." He says, "I am Ram." Lakshman ji was talking, but in the end, Ramchandra ji comes in front. He says, "If you are Ram, if you are the Narayana himself, I am also Amsh of Narayan. The Narayan Dhanush bow will automatically you will be able. I'll give it to you. You will be. Let me see if you can wield it, because only Narayana can wield the Narayan Dhanush, the Narayan bow. And when he invokes the Narayan bow, Parshuram, it flies out of his hand and goes into the hand of Ram. And Ram holds it in his left hand, puts an arrow on it, and he says to Parshuram, you know what is the rule when you put a arrow on the Narayan Dhanush? That I have to shoot the arrow. Now tell me, what should I do with this arrow? I don't want to destroy you because you and me are one. So he says, you take, I have this ability to go around earth at the speed of thought. Take it away from me. Kill that ability. And then he goes to Matanga Muni and he asks, what is the purpose of life? What is this Brahman that what is the reality, this Brahman? He also asks the similar question. Matanga Muni says, you are Brahman. He says, hey, I didn't do anything and you are telling me I am with Brahman. Just simply like that. Nay. Yeah, are you sure what you answered is correct? Or you just read it somewhere? He says, no, I am not your teacher. Yes, when a student expresses a doubt, a wise teacher will always say, yes, you are right, my student. He will not go into argument. He says, yeah, you are right. I am only, read books and I don't know much. Maybe your teacher is Dattatreya Maharaj. Go to Mandarachal mountain, there he is waiting for you. And he sends him there. Dattatreya Maharaj says, yes, what you are saying is right. How can you come to know reality without any efforts? Yes, you have to do puja, you have to do japa, you have to do tapasya. What should I do, sir? He says, go on top of this mountain, dig some mud, make a goddess out of it, and feed her, whole day do the puja for her, make breakfast, lunch, dinner for her, put her to sleep. So give her breakfast, you remain hungry. Give her so many dishes to eat, but you eat only one fruit. Put her to sleep, but you remain awake all night. Like this he did 12 years. After 12 years of doing this, he come to realize the stone dropped, penny dropped, not stone. Well, ego is stone. A penny dropped. And this thought came to him after 12 years. That's why they say 12 years tapasya. What was the thought? Here, I dug the mud, I made the goddess, I am doing the puja, I am giving her everything and I am not using anything. I give her food but I can't eat. I put her to sleep but I can't sleep. I am conscious. This statue is inert. Who is more important? Inertness or consciousness? With this question, he goes to Dattatreya Maharaj. He says, who is more important? Goddess or the inert goddess or the conscious being? He says, conscious being. He says, then what is Brahman? What is consciousness? He said, you are consciousness. He said, that's what 12 years ago Matanga Muni had told me. See, this itch of doing takes us waywards. It makes us get into complications. It entangles us just like a cat gets entangled in it in the ball of fur while playing with it. We also get caught up in our doingness, putting our efforts into karma. By karma, you cannot come to know the truth. Karma can do only one thing, but we must do karma. Probably Parshuram needed to do that karma of puja. Why? Because he had done the karma of killing the Kshatriyas for 21 times. So he needed to atone. Karma does only one thing. If karma is dedicated to the Lord and the karma is not done what you like, but karma is what is right must be done in life, and when we do that as given by the scriptures, it will bring about purification. If purification is not happening and you are doing your duties, somewhere your intention is wrong, your attitude is wrong, your offering of karma to the Lord is wrong, is not happening. If that is, if it is in that inner environment of that the Lord is performing Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi, purification has to happen. There's no two ways about it. But Atman is not a result of karma. Atman is not a result of purification. Then what is Atman due to? Atman is not result of purification. No. No, but they say purify the mind. They say purify the mind because you think you are the individual, because you think you are the mind. But Atman by itself, it is self-existing. It is not purview of the mind. So, anyway, we'll talk when that topic comes. I don't want to get distracted by that topic. Here he says, the important point here is, Nachiket is making the point that, oh Lord, that, oh what? Gods doubted it. Celestial beings doubted it and did not come to know. And you also cannot tell me conclusively, then you are the best teacher to speak about it to me. See? So therefore he says, you are the best. There is no better person other than you who can be found, and there is no other better boon. Na anya varah tulya etasya kaschit. And there is no other better boon than the one that I have asked. See the conviction. See the firmness. No swaying. Aya Ram, aya to aya Ram, gaya to gaya Ram. Nahi. It's not that way. No swaying. He is clear as to what he wants to know. This third boon is, the topic of third boon is Brahma Vidya. The topic of third boon is Atma Vidya, Atma Sakshatkar, not Bhagavad Sakshatkar. Bhagavad Sakshatkar is not a topic of Upanishads. For that you study Puranas. Upanishad takes you beyond the name and form. Meaning, Upanishads topic, the Brahma Vidya, is beyond the individual mind or the total mind. Is beyond the mind. Simple as that. Devaihi atra api tasmin vastuni vichikitsitam kileti bhavataha eva naha shrutam. As reported We just heard from you that object Atman, even the divine beings had doubted it. Nachiket is our what do you call uh, what am I saying? Even the Shankaracharya ji is giving in his commentary on this verse number 22 that that oh we just he's not saying you said so and I said so and I want it and you are not telling me blah blah blah. No, 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 no. He is qualifying. Nachiket is Adi Shankaracharya is taking the words of Nachiket, getting into his head and putting these words so that they become more palatable to us and bringing out the subtle nuances that are hidden within those simplistic words. Devai atra api vichikitsitam kila tvam cha mrityo yatna sugneyam atha. So he says, as you have just now told us, as you have just reported to us, mentioned to us, that even the divine beings doubted the existence or non-existence of the Atman. Therefore, tvam cha mrityo yat yasmat na sugneyam atma tattvam atha kathayasi अतः पंडितैः अपि अवेद नियत्वाद वक्ता च अस्य धर्मस्य त्वादृक् त्वत् तुल्यः अन्यः पंडितश्च न लभ्यः अन्विष्यमाणः अपि. He says, and O Lord, you said that that Atman, that soul, that Atman, that consciousness of on exerting oneself, it cannot be very well known. Exerting oneself, when you put efforts, it cannot be very well known. This is the interpolation of Adi Shankaracharya's thought. It is not given in the Vakta, in the verse it is not given there. Now he is adding that a little bit, because the commentary of Shankaracharya helps us to dig deep into the psyche of Nachiket to see how he must be thinking. So here is that O Lord, you said Atman, of which cannot be known, cannot be very well known by self-exertion, efforts, by sweating. How do you sweat? The Kundalini Marg, the Kriya Marg, the Ashtanga Yoga Marg, the Yoga Marg, Tirtha Yatra. By any of these paths. What am I doing? Sweating right now. Speaking for 1.5 hours. On what? On that topic which is not within the purview of the mind. See? Because truth is self-existing. So here Nachiket is saying that it cannot be very well known by exerting oneself, by putting efforts, by doing karma. In puja you are doing karma, in nam jap you are doing karma at the mental level, or vaikhari madhyama pashyanti. This is nothing but manasik karma. Vacha is nothing but jada mana is called vacha. Jada vritti is called vacha. Grossified thoughts is called speech. See? So karma doesn't begin at body level. Karma doesn't begin at speech level. Karma begins at the mind level. Thought, karma means movement, one movement to the other. Ownership begins in the mind of the thought. Efforts are in the mind, then they express as speech or as actions at the body level. So, what are we here? If at relative level, what we need to pacify? The mind. If you can do that straight away, automatically the body and the speech will quieten down. But हम भी तो 30 मार खाए ना. What you are saying that mind has to keep qualified. I'll find an excuse how mind cannot be pacified. Oh, it's not happening. What do I do? Do japa. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Mantra is very long. Can you give me a short one? Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Can I just chant Om? Okay, Om, Om, Om. नींद आती है अब मैं क्या करूं? I'm going to sleep when I chant Om. Before I finish one rosary, one mala, I am already deep sleep and everyone in the home is at peace because I have gone to sleep. Oh, good. We find excuses, we don't find solutions. To such a person who is falling asleep and not even having inspiration to chant the mantra, acha, you do tirth yatra, you do dan, charity, you build roads, you give dakshina, you go from ashram to ashram, you do havan, home, puja, and with that fear is added that if you don't do it, bloody, you are going to cop it. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, and he will do the puja and do the everything. If you make one mistake, if by mistake, if right hand is to be used and you use left hand, you have to start the puja all over again. Why? Otherwise you will go to hell, man. You will not go to heaven. Hurry, I don't want to go to hell. You will start all over again. You sleep gone. Why? Fear of going to hell. This is the technology at the relative level. We are not talking about the mind, we are not talking about this technology where you have to put efforts. Atman, nothing can be done or not done. Atma is always, Atma is ever. And this, Adi Shankaracharya says that by self-exerting, one cannot very well come to know the Atman. Maximum what you will get is exhaustion. That's all. Because efforts are always put where there is objectivity. Objectivity means I am seeking a particular goal. I want to go to Badrinath. I will put efforts to go to Badrinath. I want to talk about Upanishad. Upanishad is separate to me. I am talking about it to you people about the Upanishad. Efforts have to be put. Sweat. Get exhausted. So there have to be two. Exertion, efforts are there where there is duality. Is Atma separate from you? Is consciousness separate from you that you have to put efforts and get exhausted? Think, contemplate. Therefore, अतः पंडितैः अपि अवेद नियतवाद वक्ता च अस्य धर्मस्य. Therefore, learned men, being without knowledge and self-possessed, no speaker of his religion is similar to you. There is no learned person, there is no God or celestial being, there is no Pandit, those who are well versed in scriptures, as well versed as you are, because Lord Yamraj, the Lord of Death, is righteousness incarnate. He is himself righteousness. That is why he's got that position. He can determine who is righteous and who is unrighteous and give them the correct, correct fruit of their efforts at the end of the life. See? So there is no one similar to you, and no other learned man can be obtained who is here when he says uh, uh, un, त्वत् त्वादृक् त्वत्तुल्यः अन्यः पंडितः च न लभ्यः अन्विष्यमाणः अपि and who is also the Lord of all objects of knowledge. So you know the whole world, you have the ability to, you are a Pandit, you are knowledgeable of all the scriptures, you are righteous, and you have the ability to communicate it also. Because of that ability only you, because you know also, that is why you told me about the Vaishwana Agni, and just now you told me when I asked you the question that even the gods are doubting it, means you know that they are doubting it. And when you said that it cannot be known by the speech and there is confusion about, so you know that it is beyond the speech, it is beyond the mind, it is beyond the thoughts, that it has to be directly experienced. Without you knowing, how could you make that statement to us, sir? So my belief is that there is no better teacher than you, O Lord of Death. See the acumen of Nachiket. See the resolve of Nachiket. There are people who go to Mahatmas and they already go with what they want to hear. And if the master doesn't answer them or give them the Ashirwad, what they have asked, they go to some, hey, that Mahatma is bekar. With great devotion I went, so much dakshina I gave, and he didn't even fulfill one thing I asked him. I think he's not a Mahatma, he doesn't have the, he's a hypocrite. I'll go somewhere else. Again I'll give more money there and more seva there and do everything. And then again that same itch, please give me this. And again that Mahatma will not give. Again you will be disappointed. Keep going, moving from place to place to place to place. Is that how we are? Going from teacher to teacher? Ashram to ashram, God to God. Firm resolve is required in life. You have committed to your wife, you have committed to your husband, firm resolve, come what may, till the end. Together we stand. Together we stand, bound to each other. Do we have that with together we stand, oh Lord, I am your devotee, nothing can shake me from you? Do we have that type of belief? Do we have that belief? Go one step further. Atman I am. There is no doubt about it. To know this, Nachiketa has come to the teacher. Because it is a foregone conclusion that anything or anyone that is born, anything or anyone that comes into this creation goes out of creation. Going out of creation means death. 840. Going out of creation means death. So death is inevitable. When is it coming? After retirement. After we have made our $1 million. After I have completed all the Upanishads. Then death will come, I don't mind. Bewkoof. Stupid fellow. If this is the intention and approach, then gone. Death is ever waiting. When it can come. Thank God you don't know. Otherwise, you will be depressed all your life, thinking about, oh, on 20th December on 2025 is my last breath. If suppose you came to know that, how will your next 3 years go? 4 years? Absolute misery. Or absolute joy. Chalo bhai, I got that much, I am going to live it up. I am going to do, let me find a way. How can I go beyond death? I know now that the death is coming on that day. What can I do to go beyond it? And cheat death. We are good cheaters. How can I cheat death? Or remain depressed. This 8-year Nachiket wants to cheat death, wants to go beyond death. That wisdom is in him. But we, on the other hand, called grown-ups, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. Maybe there are younger ones, I don't know. I started from myself. So, what do we think? Next Wednesday we will start from next verse, okay? What is the notion there? That I am going to be alive next Wednesday. Isn't it? Planning the retreat. 18th and 19th is the retreat. 18th, 19th December at Fiji Temple, Bayswater. I will be sending the information. Conclusion of, hopefully, I don't know how long, the last 2 chapters of Sri Ramana Gita. Ayam tu varaha nishra. Where are we here? Ayam tu varo nishreyasa prapti hetuhu. Nishreyas means there is Shreyas, there is Preyas. Like we have good, better, and what is beyond good and better? Good and not good. What is beyond that? The bestest. Like we have Shanti, Ashanti. What is beyond Shanti and Ashanti? Prashanti. So, the lower is Preyas. Suppose we say the Anand from the objects of the world, relationships of the world, possessions of the world is Preyas. It gives you joy. But that is a lower joy. What is higher joy? Which you can never experience from the objects and relations from the world. What is that? Ecstasy. How do you get it? Fall in love with the God. You will find out. So that will be Shreyas. What is Nishreyas? There is every possibility you will forget God. Again you will get attached to the world. Again you will remember that, arey yaar, phir phas gaya. Again you will think of the God and again come up. But what is Nishreyas? Nishreyas is liberation. Nishreyas is where there is no coming and going. Nishreyas is the ultimate good. Nishreyas is what Arjun asked. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha tat shreyat nishchitam bruhi tat shreyas. There he asked for Nishreyas. Tell me that which from where there is no fall. And why you should tell me? Because I am your disciple and your devotee, O Lord. O Lord. Shishyaste ham shadhimam tvam prapannam. So tell me that. So here when he says, Ayam tu varaha nishreyasa prapti hetuhu, indeed the boon is the reason for attaining absolute good. Lower good, higher good, absolute good. From where there is no fall possible. This is the Shankaracharya is telling. Why I am asking that boon? Gods didn't know it. You are the best teacher. You are the Pandit, and I am asking it because it is the Nishreyas. It is worthy of. It is the best test. अतः न अन्यः वरः तुल्यः सदृशः अस्ति इति एतस्य कश्चिद् अपि अनित्य फलत्वात् अन्यस्य सर्वस्य एव इति अभिप्रायः. What we mean is, therefore, no other boon, न अन्य, no other varaha boon is tulya, comparable. There is no other boon comparable, or sadrusha means resembling or similar to the one that we have just asked. Iti, thus, what do you call? Iti, thus, in this manner, abhipraya, such this is the meaning that we should conclude from this verse. And because fruits of all others, the fruits of Shreyas and Preyas, not Nishreyas. Remember, good, lower good, higher good. This lower good and higher good, Shreyas and Preyas, comes in Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad. When we do that, it will come there. So, the lower good, the higher good, and the absolute good. The result of lower good and higher good is not everlasting. Whereas the Nishreyas, the absolute good, is everlasting. And in this manner, this is, take the meaning in this manner. Na anya varaha tulya etasya kaschit. And in this manner, we have already time. Okay, good. 22 ho gaya. 23. Eva muktah api punaha pralobha yan anuvacha mrityuhu. When Nachiket spoke in this manner, Lord Death, that is Mrityu, he again tempted him, and to tempt him, he spoke the next verse. Shatayusha putra pautran vrinishva. Shatayusha putra pautran vrinishva. Bahun pashun hasti hiranyamashwan. Bahun pashun hasti hiranyamashwan. Bhumer mahadayatanam vrunishva. Bhumer mahadayatanam vrunishva. Swayam cha jiva sharado yavadachasi. Swayam cha jiva sharado yavadichasi. Together. Shatayusha putra pautran vrinishva. Bahun pashun hasti hiranyamashwan. Bhumer mahadayatanam vrunishva. Swayam cha jiva sharado yavadichasi. What it means, and from 23rd verse we will take it in our next class. Important point to remember in today's class: are we firm in our resolve to know the truth, or are we easily slipping left, right and center? Oh no, I am very strong, I am very firm in my resolve. But that type of attraction, temptation also should come. If the temptation is of a very powerful, is your firmness of resolve even more powerful than that desire or that temptation? See? So that's our lesson here. And the second thing is no doubt of capacity, of ability in the teacher, in the Guru Maharaj, in the scriptures. Because only then we become available. One doubt is enough to derail us from our journey. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a minute, for a few moments.